Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to play some Mega Man 3. So, for those wondering, just like the last couple of Mega Man playthroughs, we're playing on my HDMI modded NES here. So, I actually like this game a lot better than Mega Man 2. I think it's a better game. Some people think I'm nuts for saying that, but I thought they knocked it out of the park with this game. You know, Mega Man 1 was kind of like that sleeper hit for Capcom. They didn't really understand what they had, and the developers, you know, the people behind making the game, had to convince Capcom to make another one, which they let them do in their spare time, which turned out to be a major hit. So they made a third Mega Man. You know, since the second one was so successful, and this one just had a lot more stuff going on with it in terms of gameplay and whatnot. Now, of course, the first Mega Man to have the slide ability. So, but yeah, we'll discuss that as the game goes on. Usually, I like to play Magnet Man first, but lately I've been playing Top Man first. Just see if I can bust through the game a little faster. Oh, such horrible sprite flicker. The limitations of the NES console. Of course, the hard hat enemies make their return. But just like the previous Mega Man, this one has the eight enemies, you know, and fight the enemies, you get their weapon as a reward, and then you have to find, you have to defeat another enemy that has that weapon as their weakness, and so on. But the cool thing about Mega Man 3 is it actually has 8 more guys that you have to fight, and it's the 8 guys from Mega Man 2. You don't get their weapons, but you know, you still gotta figure out which ones have the weapon weakness and all that. So, a lot of content. You know, around this time, you know, the Mega Man games kind of had a little bit more content. And if I make a Mega Man 4 video, I'll kind of show what they did with Mega Man 4 as well. 4 might be my favorite. I used to go back and forth between this one or the 4th one. I think we got him on this one pass. There we go. Not too hard of a boss. But like I said in one of my previous videos, out of all the NES games, this was the first one that I actually had, that I actually owned. Because all the other Mega Mans I would either rent or borrow from a friend or play at a friend's house. But when I first owned this, I actually owned this when I had a PlayChoice 10 cabinet. So, now I got all the NES carts. No, now I'm collecting them and whatnot. So we beat Top Man. We got to use his ability on Shadow Man. Shadow Man's pretty hard if you're beating him with just an arm cannon. Kind of a cool stage here. Fiery stuff in the background. Oh, and Mega Man 3 kind of has like a different start menu. But this is the kind of first Mega Man where it has like, you know, 2 initials for each weapon. You know, kind of a weird thing there, but interesting weapon because you use it and it just spins around and you just bump into guys. You gotta be careful the way you use it though. If you get too much underneath the enemies, it'll actually drain your weapon energy too much. This is actually my second attempt at making this video. The first one I kept dying, and then I got to Shadow Man and I used up all my weapon energy and I couldn't beat Shadow Man. So this is actually my second attempt. And of course, the introduction of Proto Man, which we don't know he's Proto Man yet. In the story, he introduces himself as Break Man, which that's what Nintendo Power labeled him as. So I mentioned that after you defeat the 8 robots, you fight the 8 robots from Mega Man 2 again. And if you notice on a lot of these stages, at least the 4 corner stages, you'll see a lot of kind of like themes from the last Mega Man. Like a fiery stage, a stage with like flashing scenery and stuff like that. We'll get to that once we fight the Mega Man 2 bosses, but just kind of take note of that for now. I really love how they laid out this game. These guys gotta be careful, because they'll just knock you right off the edge. Oh, god dang it. Of course I just fall right off. But the early Mega Mans, actually all the Mega Mans really, but 5 and 6 not so much, but they did a really good job of modeling the stages after the enemy that you're gonna fight. You know, they're kind of have that theme to them. One of the reasons I like to fight against Magnet Man first, which is kind of just how I've always done it, but god dang, those guys that kind of come down, parachute down, you can just shoot a magnet missile and just kill them right away. A lot easier. How many guys do I got left? One guy. Okay, I'm still good. Of course, the charge shot they didn't add until the next Mega Man game, so we don't have that yet, which is fine. I'm actually, it's kind of a cool ability when they added it, but I'm actually not a fan of it too much. Just constantly hearing that charging sound effect all the time. There we go. Now we gotta be careful here. There, see, I almost ran out of the top man energy when I first hit him. So you kind of want to just like tap the button. You don't want to like hold it down or anything. It's really weird how that works, but it just does. But you can hit him just right and do a little bit of damage, but it'll drain all your energy and you're kind of screwed for that fight. But alright, so Shadow Man. So now we'll fight Spark Man here. I love the music on this stage. You can almost hear like a Dragon Force kind of theme in the background. in the music, I mean. But another thing, like I was talking about in the last stage, you know, you see like a theme to the stage to the enemy that you're fighting, but also to the Mega Man 2 boss. Like the last stage had like a fiery background, like the Heat Man stage from the last game. This one has like the gears and stuff in the background, like Metal Man, which, you know, you fight Metal Man on the stage later in the game. I want to show something real quick here. See, I got the Rush Coil. Oh yeah, so I didn't talk about this too much. This is the first game to introduce your robot dog Rush, that gives you like all your like little platforms and items and whatnot. You got the Rush Coil. You got the Rush Marine, which it's like a little submarine. There's only a couple stages with water in this game, so there's really not a lot of water stage. But I'll show you a trick here. I remember if I read this in Nintendo Power or Game Pro or wherever it was. So I know guys appear here, so I gotta be careful. There's also the Rush Jet. which you don't get until you beat Needleman, when you beat the Needleman stage. But there's a trick, which, you know, I read somewhere, Nintendo Power Game Pro or not. You highlight Shadow Man's weapon, but then you scroll over on the right. I don't know if it's a glitch or what. So you can actually, if you got Shadow Man, you can access the Rush Jet, but it doesn't have any energy. So you have to grab some energy for it. And then if you use it, kind of just use it real quick. There you go. Now you got the Rush Jet. Kind of a cool trick. And the Rush Jet is really powerful in this game. They weakened it in Mega Man 4 and I think Mega Man 5. But in this one, it's really powerful. Just because you can, it's not just a straight jet. You can just go up, down, left, right, stand still on it. I'll just kind of like use it real quick to show it off. So you can stand still, go left, right, up, down. And notice the energy drains as you're standing on it. So if you're jumping, it drains a lot slower. Oh, gotta go through that part quickly. Wah, wah, wah. There we go. Rush Jet, of course, makes it a lot easier to go through here. I'm jumping so the energy doesn't get used very, very fast. Yeah, Rush Jet comes in very, very, very handy in this game. So I never know if that was something intentional that Capcom put in, or if it's just a glitch that ended up a really cool glitch. But either way, it's a cool little cheat. Another trick they added in this game, and I haven't used this trick in a long time, but I remember reading in Nintendo Power, is if you have a second controller plugged in the NES console, and then you hold down one of the directions on the D-pad as Mega Man falls into a pit, the music will stop, and you can actually, Mega Man can just jump right out, and he'll have no health, but he'll be invulnerable, and he can't shoot, but you can still play through the match and use your special abilities and whatnot. So, kind of a cool trick there. So, we beat Sparkman, so now with Sparkman, we gotta beat, who was it next? Magnet Man, that's right, we go, loops back over. So this game kind of has a weird boss order. You know, traditional Mega Man's, you know, you have, you know, one weapon beats the next guy, the next guy, the next guy, until it loops back to the beginning guy, so it goes through all 8 guys. This one is like a cluster of 5 enemies, and then like another cluster of 3 enemies. So it's kind of a weird order. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit as the game goes on. Of course, we fight Proto Man again. He's not too hard. He just jumps around, walks, jumps around, walks, jumps around. I originally had an idea for doing this Let's Play. Kind of mixing it up a little bit. Instead of playing the NES version, playing like the Xbox version or something like that. And playing on the 360 with like custom soundtrack or something like that. But I didn't feel like setting it up. Figured I'd just stick to the NES carts. Of course, I just made that way too easy. Whoops. Oh, good thing that's not Mega Man 1. Of course, the last game, Mega Man 2, had that overpowered weapon of the Metal Blade. This one doesn't have that overpowered weapon, but that's okay. That guy's so much easier with the spark shot instead of the arm cannon. Okay. And next we'll beat Hardman. So like I was saying earlier, Sparkman, Hardman, Magnet Man, Shadow Man, Top Man kind of have like their own little cycle. You know, you beat one guy to beat the next guy, and then it loops back to those 5. And the 3 that are left, Gemini, Snake, and Needleman, they're kind of like their own order. So like after I beat Hardman, I'm going to fight Snake Man, and I'm going to have to use... he's normally weak against the Needle Shot, but since I wouldn't have that yet, I'll fight him with a Shadow Blade, which he's not like real weak to, he's just like kind of weak to. Or you can use the arm cannon, so kind of different variations of fighting orders you can use in this game. Which I actually missed that. Oh, oh. A little bit of slowdown here. Now, if I go to the menu, still got my rush jet. So once you get some energy for it and you use it, you have it permanently. So... comes in real handy here because of these guys. And this guy I'm just going to skip. Those guys have a really small hitbox, so you gotta hit them just right. Of course, this part of the stage is a little tricky. Mess it up. If I do it just right, I can make it through the whole thing without getting hit. There we go. Grab some energy. Then on to the boss. Oh. Did a slide a little too late. That's okay. Should have enough energy. There we are. And you get the fist weapon. Or the hard knuckle. Alright, so now we'll fight Snake Man. Very cartoonish, some of these guys are. I think that's the idea. This is really cool music. A Shadow Blade, of course, you can shoot diagonal up and down, so makes it a pretty decent weapon. Oop, get underneath them. There we go. Almost got knocked off the edge. Another extra guy. Oh, that came in handy. And the rust jet right here comes in a little handy, because these little cloud missile things can sometimes be unpredictable. Here we fight Snake Man, normally with the needle cannon, but since we don't have it, he's a little weak to this weapon, so it makes the fight go a little decent, better than using the arm cannon. He's got a very predictable movement. He just kind of goes to the corner, you just jump over him, he'll shoot a couple shots, jump over the shots. Come over, jump over him, throw a couple shots. Yeah, pretty predictable movement. So you can actually beat him with the arm cannon just fine too if you wanted to go that route. Got the Search Snake. Works kind of like the Bubble Head from Mega Man 2. Kind of hovers around. Only the Search Snake actually climbs up the walls, so that's kind of cool. I like the background scrolling effect they did for this game in Mega Man 3, where the stars kind of scroll at their own pace as you're moving. That's kind of cool thing they did. You didn't see stuff like that a lot on old Nintendo games. Of course, it's like some flicker effect they did. Like, you see that star right there, it's actually kind of in that background. Can't really do that with like actual backgrounds, but since the stars are just like a 1 or 2 pixels, kind of easy to do. There's Proto Man saying hi. Like in the story, you're not supposed to know that Dr. Wily's the bad guy yet. So I guess if like, you know, the game had like cutscenes and stuff like that, it would kind of tease that he's the Proto Man's the bad guy. Of course, you're fighting the sperm monsters here. Maybe they're supposed to be tadpoles. The sperm robots. How did they get away with that? Jeez. Like, well, yeah, they're tadpole robots. There's a little small water area in this stage. I mean, you're fighting Gemini Man. You know, Gemini is like some Greek word for twin or something like that. Use the rush jet. Hit him right in the eyes. There we go. Sperm robots. Oh god, what kind of drugs were they on when they came up with that? So here's the water stage. And of course, here you can use the Rush Marine. Kind of a cool little submarine here. But I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to stick with the Rush Jet. Of course, you don't need any rush abilities. You can just jump on the platforms, but of course you risk falling off. But if you keep the Rush Jet out, the Rush Jet will always stay under you. So you can actually stay on the platforms, and if you fall by accident, it's like, oh! The Rush Jet will catch you. Because this can get a little tricky with all the stuff happening here. So having the Rush Jet out is a really cool trick. A couple of energy tanks. Definitely not a shortage of energy tanks. Of course, the last Mega Man game, Mega Man 2, you can only have 4 energy tanks. This one you can hold up to 9. So definitely no shortage of energy tanks here. So, at the boss, I'm going to use Snake Man's weapon. Of course, you'll see him split his twin out there. Pretty easy pattern. Just jump over him. You shoot, he shoots. Then you get him halfway. There you are. That's it. Eventually he'll shoot his laser out if you wait too long. But that's pretty much it. You got the Gemini laser. Probably the worst weapon in the game. One of the worst weapons in Mega Man, actually. I'll explain why in a second. I hate these porcupine guys. There we go. So here's a good spot to explain the Gemini laser. Shoot a laser and it's kind of like bounces around everywhere. It's like, well, that's kind of a cool weapon. Problem is, you shoot the laser, and you can't go to your menu until the beam disappears. Which becomes kind of a pain. Like if you're fighting a boss and you're low on energy and you gotta use your energy tank, you gotta wait for the laser to disappear. So it's a tricky weapon to use. especially against Needle Man that kind of has a sporadic move pattern. Oh, and when you fight Quick Man again in this game, he's also weak to the Gemini laser, and Quick Man's kind of a pain to fight, so... Grab another energy tank. And here we are. We are at Needle Man. So we'll try and get really close to him and shoot him. That way we want to pretty much guarantee that the shot's going to hit him. See, I can't shoot another one. I can't pause it. Oh, come on. Hit him, hit him. Gotta be kidding me. Let's try this again. There we go. There we go. That was much better. We got 4 guys, 4 energy tanks. We're in good shape here. You got the needle cannon and the rush jet, which we already have the rush jet from cheating. So of course now we fight the mystery guys here, which of course is revealed to be the robots from Mega Man 2. Almost like they're rebuilt. Another cool thing about the rush jet and the rush coil is you can actually shoot while you're using them, unlike the platform items in Mega Man 2. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, there, okay, we're okay, we're okay. Okay, a lot more gears and moving platforms and stuff in this section, this stage. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. So the halfway point on the stage is when you fight one guy, and at the end of the stage you fight another guy. Of course, Metal Man almost looks like Dr. Man. Use the magnet missile. Beat metal with magnets. And all their movements and everything are pretty identical, or close to identical, to their fighting from Mega Man 2. So of course you see why now you're fighting the Mega Man 2 robots. Not only are the stages themed after the Mega Man 3 bosses, but also the Mega Man 2 bosses that are on these stages as well. So, of course, you kind of go through this part here a little quickly, because you're fighting Quick Man. Of course, Quick Man's kind of a pain, because you gotta use that Gemini laser against him again. Oop, I have to shoot that the other way. Come on, jump, jump. Jump into it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. And of course, the Needle Man stage, you're going to fight Airman and Crashman. And we don't need the extra guy. We're good on that. I will take the extra energy tank, though. Most likely won't need it, but it'll come in handy. So first we're going to fight Airman, and we're going to use the Spark Shot. Now it takes more Spark Shots to hit him than it did the Leaf Shields in the last game. So he's got a trick is you want to kind of hit him early on, kind of shoot in between his air things. That's a good start. Yeah, that was a good fight. Sometimes you get bad luck with his air shots. Then you die and you gotta start the stage over again. So I'm trying to jump a lot to not use as much energy. Because those weapon energy that you can grab there, once you grab them, even if you die and come back, they're no longer there. So just in case I die... There we go. That worked out pretty good. Actually, we're going to go back to the rush jet because you fight the giant hard hats here. Because that makes that fight much easier. And here we are. Now we fight Crashman, and if I remember correctly, he's weak against the Hard Knuckle. You know, because you crash into something hard, and therefore that's the weakness. There we are. Not too bad. He, of course, jumps every time you shoot, so try to position the shot where he's going to jump into it. Okay, so Shadow Man stage, which of course had all the fiery background, kind of guess that you fight Heat Man in this. And there's also Wood Man, you know, because wood burns. We'll just jump under this guy, or slide under him. There we go. Of course, this part here is a little tricky, so we're just going to use the rush jet to go make this a lot simpler. Those things are a little tricky to jump on, but with the rush jet, you just fly right over them, so a lot simpler. And I think I fight Woodman first, if I remember correctly. Yeah, alright. And I think he's weak against the needle shot. Yep, needle shot. Needle shot's kind of a cool weapon. Doesn't use a lot, you just hold it down. Almost like a machine gun. I was talking about that trick earlier where you hold down the button on the other controller and then you jump out of the pit invulnerable. You don't get to use your weapon, but you can still use special weapons. The needle cannon's a great replacement for your arm cannon. Okay, so we use the magnet missile. Make it a little quicker to go through this part. Now, of course, we fight Heat Man, which I think he's weak against the Shadow Blade. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. Yep, Shadow Blade. See how the slide makes it a little easier to fight some of these guys from Mega Man 2. So now just a couple guys left. Got a lot of extra guys now. We don't even need them anymore. Okay, fight this. Fight the sperm robots again. Oh, jeez. What kind of drugs were they taking? And of course, you see the stage kind of has like the flashing scenery, like the Flashman stage in Mega Man 2. So obviously, we're going to be fighting Flashman. Of course, he's weak against the needle shot. Not as weak as he is against the metal blade, but decently weak. And of course, a little bit of a water stage here. Kind of obvious we're going to be fighting Bubble Man. And we can use the Rush Marine if we want to. But I'm going to stick to the Rush Jet. That's pretty much all the water. Oh, we'll grab that. Then we'll fight Bubble Man, which I think he's weak against the Shadow Blade. I should have made him weak against the Spark Shot, you know, because it's electricity underwater, but eh. There we are. That's all the robot guys. Now we're off to Dr. Wily's stage and beat the game. Fight Proto Man again. Although for some reason he has his face covered up more. So if I remember correctly, Dr. Light in the story, he's building a giant robot called Gamma, and I think Dr. Wily is like, hey, I'll be a good guy now, and I'll help you with the robot. And then at the end, he steals the robot for himself to try and take over the world, because, you know, Dr. Wily's the bad guy. Got plenty of extra guys, we don't need to grab that. Grab another energy tank. Could use a Rush Marine there if I wanted to, but not really needed. Of course, use the hard knuckle to beat through those walls there. Oops. Very important that you try and use your stuff sparingly. Because at the end of each Wily stage, your weapon energy does not refill. See, I forget who the first boss is. Actually, I think this is that turtle guy, if I remember correctly. Or the guy, the probe guy that shoots the little turtles. Yeah, okay. Use a Shadow Blade. You don't actually shoot the probe, you just shoot the turtles. That's it. Pretty easy first boss. Slide under here. My God, bees. This is going to get a little tricky here. There we are, not too bad. Keep that full just in case. And we can rush jet through here. I remember one time playing through this, I ran out of rush jet, so I had to like rush coil through each part. And of course here, returning boss from the first Mega Man. So I can't use that elect beam trick like I did in the first game. So I gotta hit him with either the hard knuckle. There's also a trick. See if I can do it. Use the shadow. If you get underneath him just right with a Shadow Blade and you just spam it, sometimes you can kill him in one cycle. But here's a trick that I like that you do. Just stay up here. Gotta keep jumping so your rush jet doesn't get used up. And I'm going to use an energy tank just in case. And I got 8 of the damn things, so. Oop, really close. A little easier to dodge these because you can slide under the blocks. Oops. Of course, you gotta slide the right way. Oh, so close. Actually, I should be okay. Just take the hits. There we are. Rock Monster, or Yellow Devil as they call him in Japan. Crushed. Oh, grab another energy tank. Fill my rush jet here, just in case. Because I will use that again. This part's a little tricky. It's like playing Frogger. Not even gonna bother going up there. Of course, here we fight the Mega Man clones. Trick here is you want to start from the top. There's only one of these guys is the real one. Start from the top because it's a lot easier. Oh, it is the top one. Ooh, very close. If you start at the top, you can jump down pretty quickly if it's not the correct one. So basically you got 3 clones, only one of them is weak. I think these guys... we'll use it anyway, what the hell. I know those guys are weak against something, I forget what it is. And just like Mega Man 2, and a lot of the Mega Mans after it, go on the teleporters, refight a lot of these guys. There, that went really good. Of course, use a spark shot. Spark shot I want to save because I'll use that. I will try not to waste it. Let's go, just take the hit. There we go. Because I gotta use that against one of Wily's stages. So far, so good. Yeah, screw. We'll use an energy tank. We got 8 of the damn things. There we go. And this guy, we use the hard knuckle. Oh, I thought I got glitched out there for a second. I don't think I've seen that before. Of course, Shadow Man. Almost used up all my top spin there. That's okay, I got plenty of energy tanks. I can beat him with the arm cannon if I wanted to. Alright, Sparkman. Use the Shadow Blade. There we go. Grab the energy, back on the teleporter. And the last guy should be Snake Man. Okay, then we fight Dr. Wily. And we're going to refill our top spin because we need that against the very final stage. Okay, Use our spark shot here. Comes out in the little weird looking robot. Got a little gun on the bottom. You just kind of shoot the gun with this thing. Not too bad. And this stage, I forget what to use against him. What do I like to do? Just hop on the rush jet. And just shoot him like this. Makes it real easy. Alright, that's it. Beat the game. We'll make Dr. Wily beg for his life. Yeah. Oh, it's a fake! Who knew? I'm so surprised. Alright, refill that. Refill that. Fight the gamma robot. Just get underneath them and shoot these things. Not too hard. Get him halfway down. Then new head pops on. Switch to your top spin. Just crash into him and use that, and that's it. Of course, if you screw it up, you use up all your top spin energy, and you're kind of screwed. There's another weapon he's weak against. I forgot what it is. But that's it. Game over. Oh, Dr. Wily gets crushed by blocks. Or did he? Maybe he survived somehow. Maybe it was another dummy. Of course, it kind of leaves it ambiguous on whether Dr. Wily actually died or not. Then it reveals the identity of Proto Man. Proto Man is basically the very first robot that was built. He's the prototype. Kind of a cool background scrolling effect they did there. Top pixel layer of the grass glitches out a little bit, but it's still kind of cool for NES graphics. So yeah, that is Mega Man 3. A lot more content than the previous game had. You know, because you fight 16 robots, you know, the 8 from the previous game. And if I get some time, maybe I'll get around to playing Mega Man 4. So, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for coming to my video. If you would like to help my channel grow, please like and subscribe, and please click on this little bell icon so you never miss a future video.